20 years late, but I finally got my hands on Clive Barker's Undying. I played it briefly before, but I never fully completed it. Was there a reason why I stopped? When I was younger, there weren't many games that made me want to own a gaming PC. Clive Barker's Undying, however, was one of the exceptions. Nearly 20 years later, I finally got my hands on it. Put simply, past me would have loved it, just like current me does. With a few exceptions. Firstly, let's get the mechanical issues out of the way. The mouse is weirdly jittery and the acceleration does what it feels like. Yes, this is most likely a modern compatibility issue, but it's an issue nonetheless. The early platform sections are infuriating thanks to how precise you need to be. This is somewhat solved later on, but is still annoying. I also would have liked to see the game lean more into the psychological horror theme. There are some moments, and with the added element of seeing through multiple planes of existence, this would have blended perfectly. Even potentially squeezing in some more puzzles would have added an extra spark to the game. The last real issues I have happened at the very late stages of the game. Just when you are becoming super strong, the game decides to cut down on the amount of ammunition available. Even worse is how the final boss fight is extremely tedious, and once you run out of ammo, which you will, it becomes a patience test, with activating your shield, doing melee attacks until your shield breaks, then repeating the process. It's a hugely disappointing way to end what was an overall great game. Now, what made it great? Firstly, the atmosphere, especially in the mansion. Exploring the area while dodging enemies and listening to their weird and wonderful noises has you on edge all the time. Don't want to run? Well, good news. There are so many different ways for you to battle against the forces of evil. Better yet, the game rewards you with experimentation. Want to slow an enemy then chop its head off? Do it. Want to set an enemy on fire? Then fly above them to rain down some exploding skulls? You bet your favourite belt buckle you can. This is enhanced even more thanks to how weighty the combat feels, and with how many different types of enemies there are. Even the NPCs add to the game thanks to the campy voice acting. The characters all have different personalities with a bunch of comedic moments scattered throughout the game. I do wish you spent more time in the mansion though, my favourite moments all happen there. It's such a shame that we will never see a remaster or sequel to this great game. I would have loved to see what would happen. Imagine if you had the environment and level design of Layers of Fear, but with magic spells, ice dragons, and being able to chop off vampires' heads with a scythe. Absolutely, past me would have loved this game, like without a doubt. Like it's not even a question. It really was one of those games which I kept seeing at my local like secondhand store, or even when I first like not saw it advertised, but just heard wind of it. Like, oh, okay, this could be interesting. I really wanted to play it, but I just didn't have the PC at the time to be able to run it. And yeah, it's a shame that there are so many issues, but I mean that kind of comes with the fact that it's an old game. You're trying to play it on modern computers, but I desperately want a remake, a remaster, a reinterpretation, whatever, something with re in it. I just want that so it then comes out again in like, I don't know, 5 years time and just really sees its full potential, because there are some things, like especially that final boss fight, which really do drag it down, but the journey up until that point was so much fun. It was really enjoyable, apart from the platform sections. But it's just the fact that you have so much variety in so many ways to just combat any kind of evil or demons you fight, and then just link those weapons together. It's just a lot of simple, mindless fun. Just kind of wish you had more ammunition and stuff to enjoy the guns to go with. Anyway, remaster. Probably. Not going to happen. Sequel? No way.